Welcome back, guys, to the top 10 players of 2016. And we're on board here with the number 9 player on my list, Garrettg. 2 R's, 2 T's, 2 G's. Don't forget it. Oh my Garrett. He's got a lot of names. And he had a phenomenal year for the team of Exodus/Orbit. He had pretty much the whole team all year, and now he is looking for a team in 2017. So expect some big things coming out of him because a lot of players want him. A lot of people consider him the best in North America or one of the best in North America. So he'll definitely be on a primetime team coming into 2017. But we're talking about 2016 and his accomplishments there. And honestly, he didn't start until quarter number 2. He didn't really do much from January to March, but then April came along, and some team called Vex Gaming started coming out, making some waves. It was himself, Turtle, and J-Raw for basically through June. And like I know one of my most infamous moments was trying to predict the RLCS qualifier number 1, saying Vex has no chance at making the playoffs, and they proved me wrong. They didn't do too well in Rocket Royales, which is what a lot of my predictions were based on. April, they didn't do all that great, but they did get 1 second place in the Rocket Royale international tournaments, which again are a lot harder to place in because only 2 from North America and 2 from Europe will make it to the Final Four every single time. So really hard to place there. But Vex did 1 time come in second, and that's when things started looking up for Vex Gaming. They really started to play well right at the end of April, the perfect timing for the RLCS qualifier number 1, where they came in 3rd place. They were 24 and 23 throughout the entire season. Through the regular season, though, they were 18 and 17. They were the NA 3rd seed going in, and they finished as the 3rd seed throughout the playoffs. They lost to iBuyPower 4-2 in the semifinals, but Vex also was the first team to beat the dream team of iBuyPower Cosmic when they were first created. It took a while for someone to beat them, but Vex Gaming was that team, and that was in one of those Rocket Royales. I believe it was the one where they came in second as well. So things were looking up for them. They defeated Genesis in the 3rd place game, winning 4-2 to get that 3rd place, which surprised everyone during qualifier number 1. And then they made some roster moves, getting rid of J-Raw and grabbing up Moses. And then they also changed their name as well, because J-Raw came along with the Vex name. They switched over to Exodus, which was not an org. This was just the 3 guys making a name for themselves, and they participated in 7 of 7 Rocket Royales, which were just regional at the time. And I get to use the word thrice. They came in second 3 times, 3rd place twice. Did not win one, though, and a lot of that had to do with Kings of Urban basically dominating the North America scene for a little while there between July and September. And that was the one fault that I thought Garrett had, because Garrett, like on the team of Exodus, I feel like he had to carry a little bit more than maybe, say, some of the players on Energy, who would be that one team that's ahead of them. Like, I'd say, as a whole, the team of Energy is probably more skilled compared to the team of Exodus, but Garrettg would come up with phenomenal plays after plays, and that's why he is on my list while his teammates are not. He really carried them through a lot of tough spots. He was basically the MVP of RCS Season 2, also the MVP of Gamer Saloon Champions League. During the regular seasons, he really performed extremely well, and I think Turtle sometimes would perform up to his level. Moses would usually be the one a little bit behind, but he had some big plays himself. But Garrett, at times, he really had to carry his team through, and that's why he's grabbing this number 9 spot over someone else from his team. But going into qualifier 2, we'll go back to his accomplishments July through September. They performed really well, and now they were a known quantity at this point. A lot of people thought they were one of the best teams in North America, if not the best team in North America. But again, Kings of Urban or the Energy, like whatever you want to call them, was always in their way. They came in second qualifier 2, the 2nd seed for LAN, And then the land came up, and they didn't have the greatest performance. They got a 5th place at LAN. They defeated Mach 3-0, though. Mach-It was one of those big 3 from Europe. And during the first RLCS LAN, a lot of people thought Europe might just sweep this thing, which obviously did not happen. But beating Mach-It 3-0 was a huge accomplishment for the Exodus boys. And also, they're also extremely young as well, all 3 of them. Garrett really performed well on the LAN setting. The whole team really showed a good professional setting for how young they were. And here we go. We get a Brazil. So they defeated Mach-It 3-0, but then they had to face the other 2 top Europe teams. And honestly, they were just no match for Northern Gaming 3-0 and Flipside 3-0. They really showed that, like, hey, we can beat maybe one of these top Europe teams, but it didn't look pretty after that. And they did kind of... So the Exodus, they did something that not a lot of teams did between seasons. They stayed with the same roster to try and make it work, because Moses, again, came in qualifier 2, so a little bit of a late add. And they tried to make it work for Season 2, which really didn't work out for them, but we'll show that in a second as soon as I switch replays here, because this game's right about to be over. So let's switch replays to the other one we got of Garrett here. And I should probably use my controller because I don't know all the buttons on the keyboard for spectating. But anyway, we'll continue here. So, Garrett was a huge, huge part of RLCS Season 2 as well. And also, during July through September, like I want to bring up, the Gamer Saloon Champions League was held during this time as well. And Exodus, they went 6-1 during the regular season. They were 6-0 going into their final week, which they didn't have to do anything for. They did lose to Cosmic, but it was kind of a match that didn't matter as much for them. And Garrett was the clear MVP throughout the regular season, and then showed up big in the playoffs, beating Selfless in the finals to win a pretty prestigious North America league that lasted about 2.5 months with all the top teams in it. So they were showing up really big, and that was the point where a lot of people were like, maybe they are the best team in North America. And right around that time, a little bit after that, going into the next RLCS, they got picked up by Orbit, and once again, they got second in North America. They just could not beat the Energy boys. And that was just one big downside to Garrett as a whole on this list. He just couldn't show up big versus the Energy boys. And you'll see at least one of them higher than Garrett on this list. And a lot of that was just Garrett just couldn't find a way to beat him. But then they go to the next LAN after taking down Take 3. 4-1 in the semis. They lost to Energy 4-2. But then they go to the LAN, and this time it was an extremely disappointing performance from them. Last time last time that they got one win and then faced the 2 top Europe dogs, a lot of people were like, hey, maybe, you know, kind of just a rough bracket that they got. They can probably go a little bit further, and a lot of people actually had them predicted as the best North American team. A lot of people thought that their playstyle might be able to match with Europe's. And last time I thought their playstyle was very similar to Europe, but I thought they were just a slightly worse version of the Europe squads, but they were definitely getting better throughout Season 2, which is why a lot of people thought they might compete for the grand final spot for North America, but didn't work out for them. They lost to Mach-It Aces 3-2 in that 0-second goal from Devo to Violent Panda to go to overtime. Yeah, in Game 5. It's a little hazy at this point, but yeah, then they lose that series on a reverse sweep. It was really rough. And then surprisingly lose to Take 3 after dominating them in the North America Regional Finals. They lose to them 3-1, which is extremely shocking. It seemed like the pressure just got to the 3 of them. Honestly, like Garrett, he had a phenomenal game in that Take 3 series. It looked like he was really trying to carry his team, and it was just not enough. And they wound up bouncing out in last place. But once again, Garrett was showing up time and time again, showing why he's one of the best players. During the regular season of RLCS Season 2, was performing phenomenally up until the last week when they finally lost to Energy. But they really showed up big, or he really showed up big. And you could just see with some phenomenal goals that he had. But he does it all. He has assists. He had a ton of saves. Exodus was the #1 defensive team in North America. And a lot of that is due to Garrett being one of the top goal scorers, but still coming back and making a ton of saves for his team. Like, it really showed that he was a team player and could perform at every single role. But it was not enough. And Garrett, I really want to see what he can do in 2017. He looked so strong, and I think at times it looked like his team was just holding him back. So we'll see what happens, because right now, as of this recording, he does not have a team yet. I'm pretty sure he knows where he is going, because he's really worried about showing chat logs on stream. But we'll see what happens. But going forward into Season 3 of RLCS, whatever team he is on will definitely be a strong contender for one of the top teams in North America. And it's because of his complete playstyle. Like, there are some players that are more about solely on the offensive side or solely on the defensive side, but Garrett does it all. And I'm really excited to see what team he ends up on. Not to take away from Turtle and Moses, but it did seem like at times, and a lot of it was at the Lancet, and he had to carry a little bit harder than he probably should have. So we'll see. Like, I want to see how he performs with other teammates. It could be that his teammates just made him look really good. Sometimes it's a big question mark to tell if it's his teammates making him look good, or is he just that damn good. Like, we know he's really good, but I want to see how he blends in with two brand new teammates. Should be really exciting to see him competing again for North America. One of my favorite players to watch from North America, Garrettg. He has the nicknames. The only thing he doesn't have is some LAN results. He's at a 5th and a 7th. But to be fair, that's basically every single North America team besides iBuyPower Cosmic. North America still has a lot to go to catch up to Europe. And with this roster shuffle coming in, it might just be enough to start seeing some bigger results in the RLCS scene. And Garrett's going to be a huge part of that. So I'm excited to see it. I hope you guys are excited to see where he lands in 2017. He is my #9 player of top players in 2016. He did get a little bit of a downgrade as well. For one, not being able to be that top team in North America, always coming in second. LAN performance, plus he really didn't make a name for himself until May. It took a really long time for him to make a name for himself. And, you know, that's almost half the year right there. So that's why he was a little bit downgraded to #9. But he's definitely one of those players that you want to look out for. Could be a top 5 player in 2017. So we'll see what happens. But that was Garrettg, #9. And we'll see you maybe tomorrow. I'm not sure when I'm recording these or what order I'm going to do. But you'll see more of this list all through January. And we'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching.